A glass of water has an ice cube floating on it. Will the water level rise or fall when the ice melts? Well, obviously it's going to rise because the ice has become water, so there's more water, isn't it? Well, it is obvious, but let's actually try to prove it mathematically. So I have the diagram right here, and before we start solving, let's just label some of the dimensions here. Let's say x is the length of the cube inside water, and let's say a is the side of the cube, so x is less than a, and we have a being the area of cross section of the container, and let's say h is the height of the water. So since the cube is under equilibrium, the net force on the cube must be 0 by Newton's second law. So that gives us mg must equal Fb, where Fb is the buoyant force. M is the mass of the ice, so that's the density of ice times the volume of the ice times gravity equals the buoyant force. So from Archimedes' principle we have that's the density of water times the volume of ice immersed times gravity. The volume of the ice is a cube. The volume of the ice that's immersed is this part right here. So that's a squared into x. It's a cuboid. So solving this, the g cancels out, a squared cancels out, and we get x equals rho ice by rho water times a. So we know that ice is less dense than water. So rho ice by rho water is less than 1, which means x is less than a, and that makes sense right from the diagram. So let's also derive an expression for the height of the water. We know that AH, which is the volume of this cylinder right here, that's the sum of the volume of the water and the volume of the ice that's immersed. So that's a squared x. So now we have an expression for h and we have an expression for x. So let's call this 1 and let's call this 2. So all of this is before the ice melts. So what exactly happens after the ice melts? So we need to prove that h increases, right? That's what we intuitively felt. So let's actually think about that. After the ice melts, let's say after the ice melts, all of the ice would have become water. So basically whatever was ice has become water. So the volume a cube of ice has become volume a cube of water, right? So we know that the new height of water, h nu, let's call that, is v water, which is the volume of the water that was already there. That's not going to change. And now we know that whatever was ice has become water, so that's going to increase by a cube, right? So this is equation number 3. So from equation 2 we see that, let's just divide both sides by a, and from equation 3 again dividing both sides by a, we see that there's only a difference in the numerator. So in equation 2 we have a squared x, and in equation 3 we have a cube. But we also have equation 1 which tells us that x is less than a, or basically it gives us an accurate value of x, but we know that x is less than a, right? Because rho ice is less than rho water. That's why the ice cube is floating. So if we multiply both sides by a squared, and I can do that because a squared is positive, so it won't change the inequality. So we have that a squared x is less than a cube, right? And that's the only term that's differing in equation 2 and 3. So there we go. We've actually proved it. H is less than h nu. And so the water level rises. And we are done.